Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Peter Abraham. I am a second career registered nurse with extensive experience in hospice and palliative care. I'm also an end-of-life doula, sometimes referred to as a life transition coach or support guide. In this channel, we talk about things related to death and dying because we all die, and death should not be a mystery. It should not be a talking point that's hidden under a rock. Shouldn't be a stigma, shouldn't be a mystery. We all should know about what's expected towards the end, and I hope to bring light on those issues over time. If these are topics you like, please subscribe, hit the bell notification below so that you're notified of new videos. I have videos for my fellow hospice nurses, videos for my fellow end-of-life doulas and other end-of-life practitioners, for caregivers, and for family members. Today's episode is continuing with the theme of end-of-life doulas, looking at the establishment and updating of a Google profile for business. Before we get into that topic, I like to do what I try to practice every single day, and when possible, several times a day. Sometimes I'm asked, and some weeks it's like almost every visit as a hospice nurse, how could you be doing this day in and day out? You're dealing with people who are dying day in and day out. How? It's by resilience, by building resilience. To me, this is not something that you're born with. This is something that you can get to bloom inside of you through practice and repetition. For me, there are three pillars. There's my faith in Christ Jesus. There's asking, am I holding back on forgiving anyone? And there's gratitude. Some people who visit this channel, and I respect you, I'm thankful for everyone who visits, doesn't have faith. I believe that there's faith and religion are completely and utterly separate and different. But they're like, I don't want to talk about that. I respect that. And I know forgiveness can be very challenging. One of my end-of-life doula clients is over in India, and I do keep her in regular prayer, but we recently had a point where she can't forgive any family members, and even discussing how forgiveness heals us. So I was like, I need some time away, and I respect that. And I'm not there to judge or to push, but I do believe all of us can practice gratitude that also builds resilience. So I am grateful for my wife, Laura. She not only moved things around in the room for the pictures and the painting. Today she was up putting up a brand new blind system, just making it so much nicer and easier as this new room in our house in Madison County, Kentucky, becomes my filming studio, my operation center where I do these videos, where I teach remotely and go to class remotely, and so on and so forth. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for Ted Hopkins, Chris Lee, and other members of the River of Life Foursquare that's really been helping my wife and I feel welcome in Madison County, Kentucky. So before I go on much further, because I do want to go on to this video, and when I say it's going to be short, anyone watching knows that Peter's always verbose, but I will try to keep this short. It's going to be in two segments. This part, the introduction, and the next part, which will be the tutorial, where you'll see the picture-in-picture as I go through different components for having a Google profile. There will not be a, quote, formal outro. The end of that video where I say now is going to be the end will be the end. I do appreciate you. Again, if you like, subscribe, hit the like button, take it from there. Thank you. I really appreciate all my fellow end-of-life doulas. And it doesn't matter whether you've gone to school or not gone to school or gone to a different school other than the International Doula Life Movement, where I'm going to school. I'm also a part-time instructor there as well, mainly in charge of continuing education, both the development and the delivery thereof. And I'm hoping later this year into next year, I'll be teaching classes. But one of the things I really appreciate, I know we were just talking about gratitude, but I am grateful that this is an industry where we help each other bloom. We're not competing with one another. Competition is like wrestling. It puts people down to the ground. And I'm not speaking against wrestling, by the way, but that's what it's like. It's like tackling somebody. I got to beat them. I got to keep them there. This is not a competition. This is collaboration. And part of the reason I'm saying it that way is I'm so grateful for one of my fellow death doulas, Mallory. Mallory had a great conversation on Facebook in one of the death doula groups there where there was questions asked. I'm a brand new death doula. What should I be doing out there for business and marketing? And she put together a very short, now hers was short compared to mine, video giving tidbits on getting your name out there. And one of the questions that came out there that led to me doing this is, how are you on Google Business Profile? I don't have a business address in terms of a retail store. How do you do that? And so what I'd like to go over today, this is one of those other cases, once more, sorry, where I did all the steps and now I'm taking you through what I did versus let's do this with me. So I'm not going to apologize for that because I did my steps long before Mallory had her video, but I do want to take you through what I can. So here we're in Google and just search Google Business Profile. And you can sign in and you're going to be creating a business profile. So I'm going to just go over here. This link here leads to this. So stand out on Google with the free business Google profile. So you're just going to click on getting started. I can't go through this because I've already did it, but you're going to pick a business name. Whatever, if you're using a DBA, the reason for I'm pausing, some people have a business name and a doing business as. Pick what you want to be known for. Pick your local community. I'm still Compassion Crossing LLC, so that's what I put. One of the bigger challenges is going to be, what category do I use? I ended up using two. So just so that you're aware, you could have two or more categories. When I say or more, it might be a two limit. I went with two. Experiment. One of my previous episodes, I talked about the importance of being curious, a lifelong learner, asking questions. So I ended up going with healthcare consulting. I'll show you mine in a moment. And registered nurse general. Because in my case, while I am an end-of-life doula, I'm also a registered nurse and I'm maintaining my Kentucky multi-state nursing license and my Pennsylvania nursing license, registered nursing license. But you pick out the categories. And then sadly here, I can't walk you through each and every step. We're trying to keep this video short, but it's not that many steps. But the end result is you now got a business profile out there. So this is mine. I just searched on Google, Compassion Crossing LLC, and it'll come up. It says profile strength good. And then, by the way, and this is what it looks like here. I wish it would have my cover photo, so I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. You put in your pictures, it's going to pick one. I haven't found a way to say, please pick this one first. And it'll give you the coverage area. And the coverage area, and I'll show you where that is. It's a setting that's in there. I'll show you. But you can have your link to your website, reviews. I did save this so I could look it up later. Call. I did put in my business phone number. You can put in hours. So I put in my business hours. But let's go up here, edit the profile. And so again, the business name. Oh, sorry, I have three categories: educational consultant, healthcare consultant, I should say health consultant, and then registered nurse. The description is limited to 750 characters. The chat, that's if you're using WhatsApp. That was a pain in the rear end trying to generate the link. but it's literally https://wa.me/ the country code and then the number. And that's, you have to have a business WhatsApp. That's another video. It's not a personal WhatsApp. It's a business one, but that's, again, different video. The website, social profiles, so I gave like LinkedIn. I do have a business profile on LinkedIn, the Facebook page, the YouTube link. Notice here, no business location, because even though I have a place where I operate the business from, I don't see patients here. I'm not saying that I couldn't, but that would be kind of messy right now, because even though we moved in late last year, we are still organizing. But this is where, in terms of the map, I put Madison County, Kentucky, and that's where it generated the map. Then I put in the hours. This was, I'm not sure about that. Here, this doesn't apply. I don't serve meals. If I happen to be Asian owned, Black owned, disabled, indigenous, other qualifiers, you could put that there. I believe in being transparent and all, and just, when I say what I'm saying, I'm not saying other people are not, but for me, these don't apply. I don't identify as anything but me. And planning, appointment required, and service options. Yes, I do. Ooh, I could put that in. That must be new. I do offer online classes. Side note, for those in full transparency, I'm offering them. Do I have an LMS, learning model system picked out? No, but I got permission to teach through IDLM if that comes up. And if something were not to work, I'm looking at Learn Worlds and so on. No, 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 yes, no. Sorry, I might as well do this while I'm here, right? So don't speak those languages. And now I can save that. And okay, pending, it has to go through a review system. But that's the edit profile. The photos. That's where I wish it would have showed the cover. But you could have a cover photo, your logo. I did upload testimonials and my picture. Move that out of the way. Your services. Oops, sorry. So educational consultant. So I gave what the services are. And not now, because I don't want to take up your time, but I'm probably going to move all of these services now that I'm looking this under healthcare consultant, but then under registered nurse, I have those services and I have the descriptions here. So just so that you're aware, talking transparency, previous episode I talked about doing perplexity, is I went in and gave a bunch of questions, such as, let me find here, sorry, there's a whole bunch. Okay, so can you give me a concise 300 characters, because each of the services listed is limited to 300 characters. So here's the web page that goes into detail. Can you just give me a concise description? And unlike the previous episode where I was showing you a use case for using Perplexity to do a trifold brochure, these prompts were they were concise in and of themselves. And then it allows you to put in a booking link. So that booking link leads to a page that explains how to do Calendly. And I could actually ask for reviews. And so this is a wonderful thing. This is a wonderful thing. If you watched a previous episode, I've shared that I did an on-site presentation for the Visiting Angels, Richmond, Kentucky. That was July 2nd. So guess what I'm planning to do on Wednesday, July 9th, 1 week later? I'm going to be going with I can't say I'm going to call because I don't want to read this to them over the phone, but I'm going to be emailing the director or the assistant director, since they did brag about the event on their Facebook page, so I believe that's a testimony that they're happy, but could they fill out a Google review so that I could start, read reviews, get stars, so on and so forth, that they've actually used the services. And by the way, this is a way, as you're out there in the community, it doesn't have to be a paying client that used your services. If you watched the previous episode, what I did for the Visiting Angel Richmond, Kentucky, even though it was under the staff development and training, I did that as a free service for them. That's okay. They received the service, no charge. They could still submit a review because services were rendered. And so that's a beautiful thing. So this is where I'm going to end. That yes, as an end-of-life doula practitioner or anyone that operates a home business that does not have a physical location that they want to advertise because they don't want somebody coming and knocking on their door. I know I didn't make an appointment, but can you see me now? Yes, you can have a Google profile. I do believe it's of value. I'll know how much valuable it is over time, but you could do this. I do appreciate you. Remember to subscribe if you like stuff like this. Hit the like button if you like stuff like this. It helps the channel. Thank you so much, and bye.